Are you ready to go up 2-0, or are you trying to get revenge? Either way, I'm going to help you prepare for week 2 of fantasy basketball. Let's jump right into it. I'm going to take you guys step by step through how I prepare as an expert player so that I can have a winning record. This week is not over yet. It's still Sunday, early game. Lakers are playing as I'm recording this, but I'm currently winning 11 out of 13 of my Cash League matchups. And I think I'm going to either close at 11-2 or 12-1 this week. My name is Josh. I'm an expert fantasy player with over $5,000 of my own money in. This is how you need to approach every week, but we'll start with week 2. The first thing that I do is check the schedule. I look at the schedule before I look at anything else. And what I'll do is I'll take a look at the calendar tool. #basketball has a great free one. I'll put the description. I'll put the link in the subscription. And you can go through and sort it by games. So then I can glance at this for a second. And I know that the Nets have 4 games this week. The Bulls have 4 games this week, right? You can even go a step deeper and you can go, okay, well, what day are the rare days? Tuesday, there's not a lot of teams that are playing. Thursday, there's not a lot of teams that are playing. It looks like most likely Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, a lot of my teams are going to have more than 10 players playing. So that I'm not going to be able to stream a player. So the first thing you want to do as you prep for the week, set aside, 10, 15, 20 minutes to just go through and set your week up, and it'll save you time later. I like to start by looking at the schedule. The next thing that I'll do is I'll look at my schedule. So here's one of my teams. I'm Funny Davis. I'm winning 8-1. It's not a big deal. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and jump ahead and look at next week, and I want to see what my team is doing. But then I also want to see my opponents. So you can sort on all the different ESPN, Yahoo, Fantrax. They all have this feature where you can see your individual teams. So as I'm looking right here, I know 10-18. I'm pretty sure that's Monday. I should have looked this up before I started recording, but no, 24th. 24th is Monday. So I can look at this and I say, okay, I'm pretty evenly balanced actually this week. I'm a little light on Tuesday games, the 25th. I have a lot of games on Wednesday and a lot of games on Friday. So when I look at this, I know that I could add a little bit of performance on Monday, but I'm really looking for players that are going to be able to stream Tuesday and Thursday. So I can come back here and on the hashtag tool, I can just look at teams that are playing on Tuesday. And when I do that, I see it's the Mavericks, Pistons, Warriors, Clippers, Pelicans, Thunder, Suns, and Wizards. So I already have a really good idea of the days and the teams that I want to be targeting. Okay. The next thing I suggest that you use are forecaster tools. So I'm not going to show you the tools because they're behind a paywall, and I like to support the other companies that are out there. But the Wizard Chrome extension is actually free. It looks like this. You can download it and plug it in, and it will actually predict your weekly matchup. I'm actually in a league with the guy who made that extension, and it's a great tool. Basketball Monster also has a forecaster, but it's behind a paywall. Okay, so after you've checked the schedule and you've looked at the forecast, the first thing we want to ask are, who are we playing, right? So what I would do is I would go into my matchup, and you see me doing this live. I would go into week 2, and I'm going to see a team. Sherman's quality team. Now, guys, I have 13. The 13 times 11 is like 143, I think. I don't know, something like that, 143, 144. That's how many teams I'm playing against. There's no way I can memorize it. I'm going to click on Sherman's team, and I'm going to eyeball it, okay? So he's got Russell Westbrook, Mikal Bridges, Sexton, Paul George, Jeremy Grant, Lauri Markkanen, Nikola Vucevic, D'Angelo Russell, Cade Cunningham. So I'm noticing that he has a lot of turnovers. He also seems light on rebounds. There are, again, tools that you can use like the Chrome Wizard extension or the BBM tools that would allow you to project and forecast it, right? But if you go in and you see that he's got Giannis and a bunch of punt free throw players, or he's got James Harden and a bunch of punt field goal percentage players, you can kind of act accordingly. So I've looked at my opponent. I looked at him first. Then I'm going to say, okay, well, who am I adding? We already looked at the schedule. We already looked at the opponent. So we know we're going to want to add players that play on Tuesday and Thursday. And ideally, we're going to add players that are good rebounders. So when I go Tuesday and Thursday, look at this. There's only 4 teams that are available. The Mavs, Warriors, Clippers, and Thunder. So then I can go over to my player section, look at the available players, and you guys kind of see how these decisions kind of get made for you. So I'm sorting by rebounding. And this is not the exact same process, but look at this. Maxi Kleber is going to be playing on both those days, Tuesday and Thursday. I can click on this. I see that Kleber's been getting decent minutes, 26, 21. I wish it was a little more, but just by eyeballing it, it looks like he's going to be a good fit for me because he's going to be 2 real games added. I also see Aaron Wiggins for the Thunder. He's in the rare games that I need, but he doesn't have the minutes. So what you want to do for yourself is after you've figured out what days you need, you've looked at your opponent, figured who you're playing. Now you're going to ask yourself, who are you adding? Here's another thing that I found today that is really cool. Usually I'm not a big fan of Yahoo's features, but it's got a feature if you have Yahoo Plus called Diamond Player Trends. I think Yahoo is a big enough company that I'm comfortable showing you guys this insider information. I think I paid $25 a year for it. So this is players who are Diamond League. Diamond is like the top 5 or top 10% of all players. It's pretty high. And these are the moves they're making. So Dennis Smith Jr. is the most added player. Kelly Olynyk, Lonnie Walker, Terrence Ross, Kevin Love. Now, when you look at this, remember that these are the most added trailing. So this is people that were added over the last few days. But we are forecasting week 2. So what these players, like one jumps out to me. Kevin Huerter jumps out to me. And he's the 5th or 6th most added player, and he looks very good. But if we're thinking about a competitive matchup, look at this. The Sacramento Kings only have 2 games this week, and they don't play until Thursday. So even though he's high here, this is telling me that he's probably also going to be one of the dropped players come Monday, come Tuesday, because even though he looks great, too many people are going to be trying to win their weekly matchup. But this is useful because it tells us who expert players really believe in. And I have it sorted here to all players instead of available players because a lot of these players are owned in 12 leagues. Like if you're playing in a 12-team league, Kelly Olynyk's available. What are you doing? That's a taco league. That's free money. Dennis Smith Jr. looks really interesting with all the injuries that Charlotte's currently going through. Malik Beasley is going to put up a lot of points. There's some cool names on this list. One of the reasons why players like Jared Vanderbilt have lower ad numbers is because those players are owned in so many leagues. The more owned a player is, the less that player can be added. Okay, guys. Yeah, I'm pretty much done with this video, but I want to tell you, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm always trying to add value. If you guys have questions about week 2 questions, throw it in the comment section. I'd love to talk to you about it. Guys, onward and upward. Let's have a bunch of fun and beat the crap out of our opponents.